So in the last video, I mentioned how the mask starts to come off when they're treating you badly. I want to talk about that because I think I know what we all do. All of us. I don't know anybody that didn't do this. And it's subconscious and we don't know we're doing it. But we hang in there. We hang in there thinking they can change back. We think, what did they do this for? This is so mean what they did. And again, we'll just call it mean things. However, devalue has begun and you are shocked and the rug was pulled and you're looking and you're going, who is this person? Where's the person from six? The way they're looking at you is mean. They'll be like, I don't know. Like suddenly you see like this apathetic look, this mean look. You don't even recognize this person. You wonder, where are they? You can't imagine they're gone. That person from the beginning. You know, I call him the 5% guy because I think that love bombing guy is 5% of who they are. Now out comes 95% guy, the mask drops and you're in devalue and you don't know who this is. So many times and for so many years and for so many of us, we hang in there because we think there is good in this person. There's no way what I saw was a complete charade. There has to be, he has to be in there somewhere. Or her, you put your own pronoun in, you know I always say that. But when it comes to the mask falling off, not only will they not change back, and again, I'm so sorry to be the bearer of this news and just listen to me for 10 minutes while I break it down because I really want to save you a lot of time that we've all spent spinning our wheels. Not only will they not change back, and I'll tell you why in a second, you will never see them the same way again, even if they miraculously did change back. You can't ever, you can never put that mask back on ever. They've shown you themselves. They know it, you know it, you can't unsee stuff. And this isn't, I'm not talking about a healthy relationship. I believe that people can lose their way and fall off and relationships get stale and people go through therapy, they rediscover each other. Maybe you can't unsee if there was a betrayal, but you can arrive at a good place. I have a lot of faith in humanity in that way, right? I do. But this is a narcissist we're talking about, a toxic person. They don't have an interest in getting better. They'll tell you that they want to get better. But remember, they don't think there's anything wrong with them. So that mask drops. They know you've seen them now. What incentive do they have to behave now? So it's only going to get worse. And it usually does. Meanwhile, we're hanging on, waiting for the mask to go back on because we want to see that person. We want to see the nice person. Where'd he go? And in that regard, when the mask falls off, we all get that version at one point or another. So then they will always be that same person in life. They're never going to stay the person with the mask on. Do you know what I mean? The real them is the mask off. And you know, the person you have now with the mask off is their bad person. So that's who you have now in your life. And you might say, well, that's it now. What do you mean? He's never gonna, no, he'll have bouts of love bombing and he'll take you in and out in the love bombing, devalue, mask is off, in the love bombing, devalue. You'll come off a weekend saying everything was great. We talked about everything. By the next weekend, he's back into devalue. You've seen his mask off. It's impossible to get back on, and they don't, if you've allowed the person to stay in your life, in your house, in your relationship, even once their mask fell off and you had your first disaster date, now they know that was allowed. No, he doesn't. I was screaming, I was crying, I was hysterical. He knows he'd never do that again. I told him I'd leave him. I know what you told him. They're going to roll the dice. That's what they do. I said all those things too. A lot of people did. But what happens is they already know you saw their bad, so why do they know that you'll eventually leave them because you saw such a bad thing. So they automatically assume this is going to blow up anyway, so why do I have to behave at all? They'll act and say like they want to save it. They'll go through the motions of therapy and apologies and try to make you think they're trying to get back there. But somebody that's trying to get back there isn't still disrespecting you, isn't still going out without you, isn't still being secretive on his phone, isn't still doing things that you know are suspect, shady, whatever. We know, you feel it. You feel it. I'm not talking about paranoia. I know that exists too. I'm not talking about that. You feel it. You have receipts. You found things. When that doesn't stop, that's because their mask is off. It can never go back on. And they know it can't because they know you've seen them. Do you know what I mean? It's like when you've disappointed someone. I'm very codependent. Like, for me to disappoint, like, my parents crushes me. So that would stay with somebody like me. And I would carry the weight of that. Are they going to look at me different? I disappointed them. Are they going to look at me like that forever? That's kind of like what it is. And I don't think parents do that with children. I hope not, right? But I think with a narcissist, no, you're not going to see them the same way ever again. What they do is horrific, usually. So I'm making this video because I want you to look at it, okay? Their mask is off. What you're looking at with the mask off, this is what you get. That's it. That's the real them. I want you to picture if you met them and they were being that way, would you even have give them the time of day? We wouldn't even, let's think of the olden days. You walked up to somebody, they asked you for your phone number. If what you see during devalue with this mask off is what you saw, you wouldn't even have given them your phone number. Yet we're trying to claw and hang on. And that's because if you're an inherently good person, you believe that that good exists in everybody. There's got to be something good. Well, I listed, yes, sometimes there is. Good qualities, sure. Narcissists can have a bunch of them, sure. And they can attract people and all that. But when it comes to mistreating someone and being disloyal, again, I'm not talking about being non-forgiving. I'm very forgiving in healthy relationships because I think people make mistakes. We're all human. We make errors, right? So I'm not like a grudge holder or I cut people off. No. I give a million chances. I'm very forgiving. But if somebody mistreats you and is disloyal and is betraying you, that's a different thing. They've done something to you. So do you want to have that kind of fabric of that kind of person on your arm forever? And I never tell anybody to leave. It's a very personal choice. But I just want to make sure you understand that mask is not going back on. Not for you, not for him. And the in and out, what I mentioned a second ago, when they said they'll go into love bombing and then they'll come back out, that's when they're trying to manipulate your mood. They want you happy, love bomb. They want to make you mad. They're going to go into devalue. They've already started devalue, so now they can play in devalue land. They've already introduced it to you. And then they go back to love bombing, and that creates what? We talked about that a few weeks ago. That's where the trauma bond comes in. That is it's a very powerful bond. They say, the powers that be, it's more powerful than love. Because you are addicted. You want this love bomb so bad, you'll take a little more. Oh, love bomb, wait, it's a wave. Love bomb, devalue. Love bomb. So then you come over here to devalue and you're like, oh, I can't take it anymore. Hold on. Oh, back into love bomb. All right, I'll put up with it. Back into love bomb. No. I think that we deserve more, and I think we should tell ourselves that we do. I don't want someone that treats me like gold, platinum, titanium, what's diamonds, most precious metals and stones in the world treats me like that. I don't care if the rest of it is not nice. I'd rather have medium. I want fun and happy all the time. That's not what I mean. I want respect and loyalty all the time. And from that, I've seen healthy relationships where they are fun and happy. They're not trying to get under each other's skin. These kinds of relationships do exist if you free up the space in your life to be able to receive that. If you remain with this person whose mask is off, who keeps devaluing you, that's what you're going to concentrate on because you're dying to get back to that love bombing. And it just never, ever gets back there. You might have a good night. You might have a good lunch. You might have a good month. They might behave even. Just wait. I hate to say that. I really do, because I feel bad, because there are people that are having conversations right now and they're counting on their narcissist changing their behavior. And they're really hopeful. And I'm not here to dash that hope. I'm really not. I am here to save you some time, angst, worry, tears, strife, and stress and anguish, waiting for that day that their mask goes back on. Picture it as a mask, a COVID mask. You took the mask off. Picture a COVID mask in your hand. It's not going back on. And I feel bad. And if you're going through a hard time, you guys know I'm private coaching now. Details are in my community tab. Please feel free to contact me. I don't want anyone feeling overwhelmed with the realization. It's just that you can't unsee what they've done to you, is essentially what it is. You can't unsee it when it's in this toxic way. And I just don't want you to get overwhelmed with negative feelings. I'll talk to you guys next time. Have a good weekend.